campus of Villanova in Villanova, Pennsylvania. Here are your starting lineup. Aaron Scott, R.J. Lewis, and Zuby Ejiofor up front for the Red Storm, and Kadari Richmond and Simeon Wilcher in the backcourt. No Davon Smith tonight because of injury. Villanova will go with this five. Up front, Eric Dixon and Enoch Buachi. In the backcourt, Wooga Poplar, Jordan Longino, and Jameer Brickus. And Villanova is coached by Kyle Neptune. And, of course, the Red Storm coach is the Hall of Famer, Rick Pitino. And it's time now for tonight's Ridgewood Savings Bank Keys to the Game, and Vin Parisi along with those.
I think, Mink, number one, it's about keeping it clean. You got to play aggressively, defensively. St. John's has been putting on defensive clinics night in and night out when it comes to this winning streak, but it's going to have to start with staying out of first half foul trouble. You take into account the Davon Smith factor not being available, Kadari Richmond, Simeon Wilcher, R.J. Lewis Jr. These are guys that cannot pick up quick fouls and afford to sit on the bench. That'll limit the perimeter production, and Kadari Richmond having to play those complete minutes that Rick Pitino talked about. Number two, secondary offense. Listen, we know this team well, Mink. They're going to go through a stretch tonight to where they can't buy a basket and shoot it poorly at times from the perimeter, but take care of the offensive boards, get to the free throw line and make free throws. Defense in the offense, points off turnovers, secondary ways to score. And lastly, paint protection. Yes, they do have five guys that can shoot it from deep when Dixon's at the five, but they're third in the Big East at 47% from the field, and it starts with spreading you out and driving you into the paint. That's a big stat as well.
And those are tonight's Ridgewood Savings Bank keys to the game. If you'd like to pick up the keys to your new house, well, you can visit ridgewoodbank.com for helpful tips and great rates for your new home mortgage. Ridgewood Savings Bank, multiply the goods. Second meeting of the year between St. John's and Nova. St. John's winning 80-68 January 11th in the Garden. R.J. Lewis, a season's best 30 points. He was 16 of 20 at the free throw line. St. John's overall 29 of 39 at the stripe and back game. Nova 14 of 17, 12 points apiece to Davon Smith and Aaron Scott. Davon Smith will not play tonight. He'll be on the bench, of course, cheering his teammates on. And St. John's needs to stay out of foul trouble, of course, and the secondary scoring and scoring off the bench, Vin, has to be a key here tonight as well.
Absolutely, and that's another way to where they can get secondary production that they normally do not rely on.
80-68 Nova win over Xavier Sunday at Wells Fargo Center to pull into fifth in the Big East. That was a game that Xavier needed to win. And Villanova played extremely well in that game, especially down the stretch.
Well, and you heard Coach Pitino, the pregame show with you, talking about outplaying them. And they play hard-nosed basketball defensively. It all depends upon their X factor, Mink. How many guys Kyle Neptune has being able to knock down perimeter shots and stretch your half-court defense.
St. John's comes in with a record of 21-3, 12-1 in conference, a game-and-a-half lead on Creighton in that department atop the standings. They've won 10 games in a row, 16 of 17, 5-1 on the road. And for Villanova, they've won their last two, 14-10 on the year, 7-6 in conference, and 11-3 at home. And the crowd continues to fill in here on campus tonight. Ejiofor against Buachi, and here is the tap, and it's into the forecourt, into the hands of Wilcher, and St. John's will operate in the offensive zone for the first time here tonight. Wilcher goes high post to Zuby Ejiofor, dump pass to Wilcher all the way to the hoop, lays it up and good for the first 2 points of the ball game.
That's one of Rick Pitino's favorite sets as he applauds his big man Zuby. Did a great job passing out of the high post that time.
As they go downhill, pressure on the rim, first 2 points of the game, 30 seconds gone by. Villanova with the basketball for the first time. On the drive, left side passes Poplar. Poplar down the middle, scoops it up and good. And just like that, we're even at 2.
They're not afraid to turn the corner off their pick and rolls and get into the paint. Paint touch is big with the guards as well, Mink.
Left side quarter court, Aaron Scott. Cross court to R.J. Lewis sets up for a jump shot. No good from the right angle, and the rebound comes down to Poplar. Outlet pass to Brickus, lead pass, and on the drive. Baseline far. This is Dixon. He's double teamed and pressure, and a jump ball. And it will be, as we look, and it'll be Villanova basketball on the alternating possession.
Kyle Neptune's yelling for a foul, Mink, and I thought that was very risky and aggressive by Zuby Ejiofor there, getting that jump ball, but could have been called for a quick one a minute in.
Yeah, Brickus inbounds it to Buwachi, back to Brickus. Brickus hawked on the perimeter by R.J. Lewis, down to the baseline. A clear out pass. Poplar gets away all the way to the hoop against Scott, and a foul is called. Foul is on Aaron Scott. That's the first personal foul on Scott and the first team foul on St. John's.
You could tell, Mink, that early in this basketball game, it's been a point of emphasis by Kyle Neptune to drive it, get them into more free throw. You haven't seen them settle from deep on the perimeter thus far.
You know, Woogie Poplar goes to the free throw line. Had 23 points and 8 boards against Xavier on Sunday. And the first free throw is good. He's 85% from the line. He'll get the second one. Villanova's 81% from the line on the season. Obviously a good free throw shooting team.
Yeah, that's impressive numbers as a group in any league.
Here's the second free throw, and he drains that one. St. John's now down a pair, 4-2 in the backcourt. Kadari Richmond brings her across the left sideline. Down the left side of the lane, draws contact. Baseline shot. Lewis is no good off back iron. Rebound is Scott. Bounces the ball to Wilcher. To Scott out of the corner for 3. And no good. And let's see, we have a foul. Referee's whistle down low.
That's secondary offense, Mink. Aaron Scott pursuing that long rebound in a big-time way.
And the foul is whistled on Poplar. It'll be St. John's basketball.
You could hear Rick Pitino applauding his guys, making saying, keep shooting. Don't be discouraged by the misses.
Here's Ejiofor, goes out of the corner, and this is Scott. Good! Aaron Scott makes it from the far corner, and St. John's ahead of point, 5-4.
Dig it in, half-court, man-to-man by the Red Storm.
Slowly into the front court. Comes Brickus. Brickus guarded on the perimeter tightly by Wilcher. Comes to the left side, uses the Dixon screen. And Dixon from the top of the key misses from 3. And with the rebound is Ejiofor.
That's a big-time switch, Mink, which you have to do with Dixon from three-point land.
Here's another 3 by Scott. Off back iron, no good. Battling for the rebound. Buwachi goes down to the floor. Traveling violation on Buwachi and the Villanova Wildcats. And St. John's gets the basketball back.
Buwachi actually got knocked down to the floor by his teammate. 2 white jerseys for Nova going for that defensive rebound.
It counts the same. 17:50 to play here in the first half. St. John's 5-4 lead. 20 seconds on the shot clock. Richmond will inbound it underneath the bucket. Kadari rifles the pass to Scott. Left wing pass to RJ. Lewis guarded by Longino to Ejiofor to Kadari. Takes it inside the arc. Shoots and scores. Kadari Richmond from the right angle. And St. John's had 3, 7-4.
That's a good sign for St. John's offense when Kadari gets cooking from mid-range.
And Jamar Brickus slowly into the forecourt. Brickus bounce pass left side. Curl. Free throw line shot is good by Poplar. And St. John's lead is cut to 1, 7-6. Poplar has all 6. Straightaway 3. Scott hits his second 3. So Aaron Scott has a couple of 3 balls. Poplar with the basket just a little bit ago. Keep in mind he had 22 against St. John's in the first meeting.
Not a defender within sight. He's hit a 3 already. Kyle Neptune not happy.
St. John's up by 4, 10-6. Early going. 16:53 to play here in the first half. Brickus topside. Drives it to the left side. Goes baseline far to Poplar. Covered on the perimeter by Ejiofor. Gets away. Shoots. No good. Rebound comes down to Dixon against Scott. Lays it up and good on the offensive board. And it draws Villanova to within a pair, 10-8.
He's a tough face-up scorer, Mink, but he also shows he's got that big, wide body for the boards as well.
Here's Sim Wilcher off the edge of 4 screen. Snaps the pass diagonally to Richmond. Lewis for 3. In and out, no good. Rebound comes down to Zuby. Zuby muscles it up, no good. Battle for the loose ball on the rebound. Here comes Brickus quickly into the forecourt for the Wildcats. Brickus drives the baseline. Finds Buwachi, who jams it in with the right hand.
What a dish. no-look pass with his teammate cutting behind him.
And St. John's and Villanova even at 10 with 15:51 to play here in the first half. Lewis, bounce pass, left side quarter court to Richmond. Richmond looking for Aaron Scott in the far corner. He's guarded out there by Dixon. Scott has 3 threes. Here's Ejiofor for 3. That rims out no good, and Dixon's got the board.
I think Rick Pitino's going to talk to them, Mink, about settling a little bit too much for jump shots.
Here's Brickus, drives it to the right, and the shot. That's no good. Karams into the near corner and corralled in there by RJ. Up court pass to Richmond. Richmond to Lewis. Lewis now. Right side quarter court. Moves to the top of the circle. Now comes back right. Pitches the ball. Wiltshire for 3. Bingo! Simeon Wiltshire hits the 3, and threes are raining for the Red Storm right now as they lead at 13-10.
Well, one thing you got to say is that they have confidence, and it starts with their head coach. He's been clapping even on their misses, Mink, telling them to keep taking them.
And St. John's has 4 threes in this game. Scott has 3 of them, and Wiltshire has the other. Here is Dixon now, down the right side of the lane. Now curls the ball into the middle. Draws contact outside. Longino for 3, and he drains that one. He was alone on the right wing, and we're even at 13.
And that's what happens. Dixon's been consistently one of the best scorers in the country, so he always draws a secondary defender.
Here, Richmond, RJ, cross-court delivery to Wiltshire, to Lewis. Lewis now drives, gives the ball to Scott, corner 3. And bouncing no good, and we have a whistle down low. Looks like this is a foul against St. John's and Zuby. And timeout is called. So we have 14 minutes and 20 seconds to play here in our first half. Here's your score to St. John's 13 and Villanova 13. We're back to the Finneran Pavilion after this. You're listening to Red Storm Basketball from Learfield.
Hey Johnny's, the new Red Storm 4-pack presented by Maspeth Federal Savings is available for all games this season. Save 20% off the face value of the game ticket when you purchase 4 seats together and receive a limited edition St. John's scarf with your purchase, compliments of Maspeth Federal Savings. For more information, visit redstormtix.com. Don't forget to use your Johnny card, a debit card from Maspeth Federal Savings, when you go purchase your Red Storm 4-pack. Go Red Storm!
Let's face it, injuries happen, and when they do, you need the best help you can get to safely return to your daily activities. If you are in pain, schedule an appointment with Professional Physical Therapy, the PT provider of choice for the St. John's Red Storm. Now with over 200 locations and growing in the Northeast, Professional Physical Therapy makes feeling better even more convenient. So start your road to recovery and visit professionalpt.com to find an office near you. That's professionalpt.com.
At Ridgewood Savings Bank, you can count on us to help your money grow. Right now, you can open a new checking account with a qualifying direct deposit and get a $300 bonus. That's right, $300. Visit ridgewoodbank.com/checking for details and to get started. Offer available until December 16th. Ridgewood Savings Bank, a 2024 Best Regional Bank by Bankrate, Money, and Newsweek. Member FDIC.
John Menko and Ben Parisi back at the Finneran Pavilion in Villanova, Pennsylvania. Big East basketball on this Wednesday evening, and we have 14-20 Vin to play here in the first half, and St. John's and Villanova even at 13.
I'll tell you, Mick, it's not often that we talk about this many three-pointers taken for these Red Storm heading into the first media timeout. However, there's not many times we talk about 3 or 4 three-pointers going down within that first media session. Rick Pitino was very, very vocal here on the sidelines. In fact, saying keep shooting after a couple of misses with his guys. On the flip side, it looked like Kyle Neptune's offensive strategy early was turn the corner, get paint touches, and pound Dixon inside and really go at the teeth of this Red Storm defense. Now, as good as they're shooting it early, I do think you're going to see some more pick-and-roll action and post-up looks for Zuby right now to get some more interior action.
St. John's with 2 team fouls and Villanova with 1, and checking basically Scott with 1 personal foul and Zuby the other one. And the reason why we bring that up is that there's no Davon Smith here tonight, and you mentioned this is one of your major keys that St. John's has got to manage the fouls, and that means early in a game.
Yeah. Yeah, 2 team fouls. Aaron Scott, and then right before that break, Zuby went to go try to get a little offensive rebound action, and the interior defender, I think it was Dixon, drew the over the back.
St. John's using the full court pressure for the first time here tonight. Tyler Perkins is into the Villanova lineup. Sophomore transfer from Penn, off a 20-point game against Xavier on Sunday. Here's the bounce pass in, and Brickus across the far sideline, gets away from Aaron Scott down the right side of the lane, dishes it to Dixon. Dixon in the far corner, clears it out, looking for Perkins, left side quarter court. Brickus drives it toward the right side instead. Bounce pass left side to Poplar, clear path to the hoop, lays it up and good as he beat the St. John's defense, and Villanova goes ahead a pair, 15-13.
I think Poplar, Mink, has one of the quickest first steps in the country. That first bounce, he blows by defenders.
A transfer from Miami, topside Ejiofor, looking to the left side, scoops it over to the Sim. Wiltshire, left side pass, Scott for a 3. Bingo! Third three-point shot for Aaron Scott. And St. John's ahead now 16-15.
Scott is cooking right now.
Slowly into the front court comes Jameer Brickus. Brickus moves toward the right side. Brickus to right side quarter court, baseline far to Perkins. Clear out pass to Brickus. 10 seconds to shoot. They come left side. Here's Poplar once again. A Poplar against Ejiofor. Poplar down Broadway. Lays it up and in again. And Poplar continues as Villanova takes a 1-point lead, 17-16. That's double figures in 10 for Poplar.
Rick Pitino's urging his guys to start containing the dribble, stop exchanging buckets with them.
Here's R.J. Lewis, right side quarter court. They swing it. Baseline far, inside pass goes as Ejiofor gets away from Longino. The ball is stripped and into the hands of Poplar. Quickly into the forecourt. Fakes the 3, goes cross court to Longino, baseline far, where Dixon gets away and curls the ball into the middle, stops, top side, long range 3 is no good by Brickus from another county, and the rebound into the hands of Richmond.
You're right, Brickus will shoot it from beyond NBA range.
Here's Kadari. Richmond shoots from 15. No good, off the rim and into the hands of Poplar.
That was a little rushed, a step or 2 outside of Kadari's range, and most importantly, Mink contested.
Longino just about at the logo now with 12:08 to play in the first half. Villanova ahead by 1, 17-16. All the way to the hoop. Longino fadeaway shot is good on the baseline over Scott. And Coach Rick Pitino wants timeout with 12:01 to play here in the first half. And this is a media timeout. So Villanova 19, St. John's 16, and we will be back here in Pennsylvania after this. You listen to Red Storm Basketball from Learfield.
Red Storm fans always get the red carpet treatment from Food Bazaar Supermarket. Shop for your groceries from the comfort of home, and right now get $10 off your order of $50 or more. Plus, your first delivery is free. Go to shop.foodbazaar.com. That's shop.foodbazaar.com and use promo code FANSGET10. Food Bazaar, the official supermarket of St. John's Athletics. And while you're at it, download the Food Bazaar Rewards app. It's fast, easy, and free.
At Ridgewood Savings Bank, you can count on us to help your money grow. Right now, you can open a new checking account with a qualifying direct deposit and get a $300 bonus. That's right, $300. Visit ridgewoodbank.com/checking for details and to get started. Offer available until December 16th. Ridgewood Savings Bank, a 2024 Best Regional Bank by Bankrate, Money, and Newsweek. Member FDIC.
Let's face it, injuries happen, and when they do, you need the best help you can get to safely return to your daily activities. If you are in pain, schedule an appointment with Professional Physical Therapy, the PT provider of choice for the St. John's Red Storm. Now with over 200 locations and growing in the Northeast, Professional Physical Therapy makes feeling better even more convenient. So start your road to recovery and visit professionalpt.com to find an office near you. That's professionalpt.com.
12:01 to play here, first half. Villanova leads St. John's 19-16, in part because of Wooga Poplar, 6'5", 197-pound senior, the transfer from Miami, and he grew up here in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, off a 23.8 rebound game against Xavier on Sunday, 22 points against St. John's in the first game, and right now Poplar has 10, 4 of 5 from the field, 2 of 2 from the free throw line, including a couple of rebounds, also has a personal foul. But Poplar right now is basically picked up where he left off the first meeting against the Red Storm.
Well, and listen, Mink, Rick Pitino just called a timeout right there, even with the media timeout coming up, not because it's a 3-point deficit. The deficit is not big. It's a one-possession game. It's because of the defense. He's talking about defense right now. They're shooting 67% from the field. So what you do is you negate the hot shooting start that you had with Aaron Scott and company from three-point land. So right now he's talking about the fact that they're shooting 67%. And let's be honest, that little mini run right there, they scored like 3 out of their last 4 possessions. Most of that off of Poplar's dribble penetration. So I'm interested to keep an eye out now and take a look at how they guard dribble handoffs and pick and rolls here out on the perimeter.
19-16, a 3-point lead. Aaron Scott has 9 points on a trio of threes in this game, and Sid Wilcher also has a 3.
Yeah, and listen, I'm sure Rick Pitino's happy about the fact that they're on the road here shooting 60% as a group, and Aaron Scott has 3 threes. But the reality is that Nova so far is 8 for 12 from the field.
Here's Richmond across the timeline. 2-hand pass on the wing to Wilcher. He circles it out high, left side to RJ. Lewis, bounce pass to Scott. Scott guarded by Longino, looking for Lewis down low. They go baseline far. Here's a 3-ball by Wilcher. It's good. That's his second. And the 5th of the game for St. John's, and we're even at 19.
Their spacing has been terrific so far tonight, Mink.
11.5 to play here in the first half. Jordan Longino guarded loosely by Kadari. Richmond. Longino drives it toward the right side, looking toward the near side, comes back left. Left side pass to Dixon. Dixon down to the baseline, and a bump and a foul. Foul is whistled on Wilcher.
Eric Dixon was in a face-up situation, and he's got a lot of pounds on Simeon Wilcher, and he used that body that time trying to block.
Dixon at 265 pounds. 13 foul on St. John's, the first on Wilcher. Here's Dixon against Wilcher. Down the right side of the lane, double team pressure, and that leaves Huachi free. Bobbled it for a second, in the middle, kick out pass. Perkins down to the baseline. Clear out pass. Here's a 3 by Dixon, and that's good. Eric Dixon. It's a 3-point shot from the right side, and the Wildcats take a 3-point lead, 22-19.
He makes you use 2 defenders on the inside, Mink, and then he's able to stretch you behind the 3-point line that deep.
R.J. Lewis, high left. Lewis pounds the ball inside, finds an Ejiofor's pass is picked off by Villanova and Poplar. Longino just about at the logo. Longino drives it to the right side, down the right side of the lane. Kick out pass diagonally, top side, and Perkins for 3, and that's good. That was perfect as Tyler Perkins hits that one, and it's 25-19. And let's check that. That's Poplar and not Perkins. So Poplar has 13.
You got Big Vince and Ruben Prey getting ready to go in. Rick Pitino's going bigger size inside to help Dixon's drawn defenders and guards, Mick.
Here is Ejiofor on the high post. Underhand pass to Lewis. Turns the corner. Backs out high. Comes back toward the near side. With 9 seconds to shoot. 8 seconds to shoot. Lewis throws the ball to Richmond. Richmond side. Jump right side is good. Kadari Richmond with a much-needed basket. St. John's within 4, 25-21.
I agree. That one stopped the bleeding, Mink, in a big-time way.
9 minutes and 34 seconds to play here in the first half. And Longino slowly into the front court. He is a senior. Now bounce pass right side to Dixon. Dixon off the Huachi screen. And he'll fire a long-range 3. No good off the back of the rim. Saved. Wilcher ends up into the hands of Richmond. Into the forecourt. Left side quarter court. Snaps the pass to Wilcher. High right. Wilcher fires a pass to Lewis. Lewis covered up in the far corner. Brings it closer. Down on the baseline. Scott lays it up. No good. Foul.
That was a big-time pass off that middle dribble penetration from the corner by R.J. Lewis.
And that foul is whistled on Perkins, and that is his first personal foul. Just the second team foul on Villanova. As Aaron Scott, an 87% free throw shooter, goes to the stripe. And he will shoot two. First one is perfect. He'll get the second one. As Iwuchukwu and Ruben Prey check in. Edge of four, and Lewis come to the sideline. So Scott will have the second one here. St. John's within three, 25-22. Here's the second one. Off back rim, no good. Iwuchukwu's got the alt rebound, and the ball was knocked out of bounds, and it goes off of St. John's. It'll be Villanova ball.
Rick Pitino not happy with Big Vince, telling him to chin the basketball, be strong with it. Don't allow the defense to get a deflection like that, Mink.
Well, Longino, left side quarter court. Inside the lane, and he converts from 14. Jordan Longino gives Villanova a 5-point lead, 27-22.
Longino's got one of the best mid-range games in the Big East.
Ruben Prey, left side quarter court with the ball. Out top to Wilcher. Wilcher explores the middle. Wilcher bounces it to Iwuchukwu. 1-on-1 against Buwachi. Iwuchukwu looking to Kadari. Kadari topside. Richmond trapped on the perimeter with 5 seconds to shoot. Prey for three. That's no good. And the rebound comes into the near corner. Scramble ball goes out of bounds. Right in front of the Villanova bench.
Staying St. John's way.
It'll be St. John's basketball. Now here is Glover.
Hey, you guys get it open.
Glover comes in for Kadari.
I think Ruben Prey needed to play another minute or two, Mink, get a little bit more of a sweat under him before launching from where he did.
Aaron Scott will inbound it directly in front of the Wildcat bench to Prey, topside to Iwuchukwu, and now we have a foul away from the ball. The foul is on Glover. It ran over, looks like Poplar or Brickus.
That was an illegal screen by Jaden Glover that time. Got to stay still.
Full court pressure on the part of St. John's. Now they relax it as Jordan Longino into the front court. St. John's down by 5, 27-22. Here's Longino in the middle. Guarded one-on-one. Looks to create space against Scott. Shoots no good, but that's a hit on the arm. And that would be personal foul number 2 on Aaron Scott. And timeout is called, and 2 free throws coming up for Nova when we return. So we have 7:54 to play here in the first half. Here's your score. It is Villanova 27 and St. John's 22, and we'll return after this. You're listening to Red Storm Basketball from Learfield.
With locations in Jackson Heights, Flushing, 2 in Bayside, and now in Glendale, Main Street Radiology has been setting the standards for delivering high-quality radiological services in Queens since 1966. With an amazing team of board-certified radiologists, we're open 7 days a week with extended evening hours to ensure our patients receive the highest standard of care available in a comfortable and stress-free environment of expertise. For more information or an appointment, visit our website at mainstreetradiology.com. Main Street is proud to be the official radiology partner of the Red Storm. Hey Johnny's, the new Red Storm 4-pack presented by Maspeth Federal Savings is available for all games this season. Save 20% off the face value of the game ticket when you purchase 4 seats together and receive a limited edition St. John's scarf with your purchase, compliments of Maspeth Federal Savings. For more information, visit redstormtix.com. Don't forget to use your Johnny card, a debit card from Maspeth Federal Savings, when you go purchase your Red Storm 4-pack. Go Red Storm!
Red Storm fans always get the red carpet treatment from Food Bazaar Supermarket. Shop for your groceries from the comfort of home, and right now get $10 off your order of $50 or more. Plus, your first delivery is free. Go to shop.foodbazaar.com. That's shop.foodbazaar.com and use promo code FANSGET10. Food Bazaar, the official supermarket of St. John's Athletics. And while you're at it, download the Food Bazaar Rewards app. It's fast, easy, and free.
7 minutes and 54 seconds to play here in the first half. And right now, Villanova leads St. John's 27-22. And one of the storylines here just prior to the break was the second personal foul whistled on Aaron Scott.
It is, and this has the feeling, Mink, of this could almost go either direction headed in before we hit the last media timeout. Does it become a 10-point deficit, or is it going to be a situation where the Johnnies get back their feet underneath them defensively and tie this one up and get themselves back on the right side of the scoring column?
Vic Fangio is here. Of course, the Eagles are preparing for, defensive coordinator, the Eagles are preparing for a big-time parade on Friday.
So how about that week, Mink? You win a Super Bowl Sunday.
Yep.
You catch the Red Storm on Wednesday, and you got a victory parade on Friday. That's a pretty good week. It's a pretty good 6 days.
And they fit that in, of course, because of the weather. Weather has been just like it's been in the New York metropolitan area, a little iffy.
When the place went crazy, I wrote Vic Fangio down on my chart here, and during the next media timeout, I was going to Google it and say, why is the place going so crazy? As you can see, I don't stay up on my NFL defensive coordinators.
And St. John's now with Aaron Scott with the two personal fouls. He is on the bench, so St. John's going with this group right now. Vince Iwuchukwu and Ruben Prey, Kadari Richmond, R.J. Lewis, and Jaden Glover. Has not been that often that Prey and Iwuchukwu have played together.
That's right. This is almost a little like their version of the Twin Towers right now, Mick, when Duncan and David Robinson used to play for San Antonio. Maybe not quite, but you get the analogy.
Vince at 7'1", and Ruben Prey at 6'10". Longino goes to the free throw line.
Just a few inches less.
And hits the first free throw. He'll get the second one.
They like this little three-quarter court token pressure make. It's not aggressive to trap you in the backcourt, but it does its job melting 10 or 12 seconds off the shot clock.
Here's the second free throw by Longino. He's able to drain that one. Longino has 9 points, and Villanova goes up 29-22. Full court pressure. Here comes the inbounds pass. Iwuchukwu to Kadari. Now Richmond glides into the front court. Right wing pass to Glover. Glover guarded on the perimeter by Brickus. Snaps the pass to R.J. Lewis. Left side to Prey. Prey bothered by Poplar. Prey puts the right foot forward. Prey has the ball poked away, loose on the floor. Gathers it back. Ball poked away by Villanova. And Poplar's shot is rejected by Prey. Ball rolls out of bounds. And it'll be St. John's basketball.
I mean, that was a rough turnover by Prey, but talk about making up for it at the other end. What a rejection without fouling.
And able to get down the floor, lickety split for it. Here comes the inbounds pass, and here Glover into the front court. He is chased. They turn the ball over. Scramble for the loose ball into the hands of Longino. Longino, underhand pass to Brickus, top side to Dixon. Dixon moves to the right. Now at the right elbow, drives against Prey. In the middle, and bounce pass, right side, quarter court. On the baseline drive, diagonal pass, top side. Brickus goes to Dixon. 12 to shoot, fires a three. Air ball, rebound, corralled in there by Kadari.
God, they really look to reverse it and find Dixon.
Here is Richmond. Bounce pass, Lewis. Lewis fakes the three, puts the right foot forward, now drives against Dixon, down to the baseline, side jump short, and the rebound comes down to Poplar.
RJ hasn't been able to get one going out of that left corner so far. He's trying.
Here is Brickus now, slowly into the front court, left side quarter court, guarded by Glover. Brickus moves to the left, goes back to the right. 6:27 to play here in the first half. St. John's down by 7, 29-22. 8 seconds to shoot. Right side quarter court. Poplar against Iwuchukwu. Shoots over the 7-footer short. And the deep rebound into the hands of Vince. To RJ. Lewis, acceleration against Brickus in the middle. Launches it up, no good, off the window. And the ball goes out of bounds. It'll be Villanova basketball.
Villanova staff wanted to travel on R.J. Lewis that time, and now you're going to see Simeon Wilcher going back in quickly for the freshman Glover. This is, you're down 7 with 6 minutes to go. You want to keep chopping away at this, make little by little.
Jamar Brickus slowly into the front court, guarded by Wilcher. Glides to the right side quarter court, throws the ball baseline far. Villanova in possession. Eric Dixon against Ruben Prey. Diagonal pass, they go left side. Perkins for 3. And that's good. Tyler Perkins hits that 3-point shot. Villanova ahead 32-22. Lewis, Wilcher, left wing pass to Kadari. For Richmond now. Off the Iwuchukwu screen. Terminates the dribble, goes to Lewis for 3. That's an air ball. Rebound, deflects into the hands, and winds up in the hands of Ruben Prey. Finds Iwuchukwu to Wilcher. Takes the 3, goes topside to Richmond with 1 second to shoot. Shot clock violation, and it will go by way of Villanova.
That's almost 4 minutes without a basket for the Red Storm, Mink, and you're looking at a 10-point deficit now as Rick Pitino continues to shuffle to see if he can find the right combination.
Dodico Ibeen-Ayo is into the game for the first time. Ejiofor checks in. It's over 4 minutes now, and you're right that St. John's has run out a field goal, and they're down. And this is something that Coach Pitino talked about in the pregame. Down 14 against UConn, and sooner or later it's going to catch up for you. He wanted to play the full 40 minutes and not fall behind early.
Yeah, and really, there's been flashes of other guys. Aaron Scott had his moments. Simeon Wilcher had his moments. Let's be honest, Mink. You're down 10 on the road. Kadari Richmond has to start coming through now. It's Kadari time if you're the Red Storm. And Zuby Ejiofor on the bench when he comes back in on the offensive boards is going to be a factor too. But Rick Pitino was very upset with Zuby Ejiofor's minutes there early in this game. It'd be interesting to see when he gives them that secondary look.
St. John's off to our left and Villanova off to our right. Red Storm with a 10-game win streak, 21-3, their overall record.
They're looking to see if it hit the rim.
As the officials are looking off to our right here. With 5:13 to play.
Because you could tell St. John's was not aware. They had thought that the shot clock reset the way they were resetting their offense. Then all of a sudden, Kadari hurried and launched at the buzzer. Actually, it was too late.
And now
After further review, the ball did hit the rim. It'll be St. John's ball.
So the ball did hit the rim, and St. John's gets the basketball here.
See, I think that's one of my favorite new rules, because back in the day, that would be a possession that you were gypped purely because of the shot clock operator. And you know, you come down to these conference games that usually it's 2 or 3 possessions that decides it.
So now 12 seconds showing on the shot clock. Ibeen-Ayo, as we talked about, is into the game for the first time here. Ibeen-Ayo, Prey, Ejiofor, Kadari, and Sim Wilcher. Here comes the inbounds pass to Richmond. Richmond now, top of the circle. Richmond inside the arc. Richmond gets away, goes baseline far, 3-ball by Prey. Off back iron, no good. Rebound comes down to Zuby, but taken away from him by Perkins.
Good job by Zuby not picking up another foul there.
Here is Brickus. Out top to Dixon. Rifles the pass to Perkins. Baseline far. Clear out pass. They go to Dixon. Dixon puts the right foot forward. Handoff pass goes to Brickus. To Dixon. Dixon high down the left side of the lane. Block shot by Richmond goes out of bounds with 9 on the shot clock.
Mink, Zuby Ejiofor is one of the biggest, strongest guys in any league. Did you see how easy Eric Dixon just backed him down in 2 dribbles from the high post? I mean, he made him look like a freshman right there.
And Brickus will inbound it. Looking. Inside pass, and Dixon, let's see, the ball goes out of bounds. He lose it out of bounds?
I mean, that is an NFL defensive end body with guard perimeter shooting skills.
So now St. John's will have the basketball. Down 10, 32-22 with 4 minutes and 38 seconds to play first half. Richmond crosses the logo into the front court. Right side quarter court to Wilcher. Top side to Ejiofor. Zuby now faces the basket. Underhand pass to Ibinayo. Sets up for the 3. Oh, back iron, no good. Buwachi's got the board.
Once again, would like to see him get another minute or 2 before launching so quick from three-point land.
Here is Brickus. Moves toward the right side. Down to the baseline. Diagonal pass to Poplar. Poplar in the middle. Bounce pass to Buwachi. Started by Ejiofor. 15 to shoot. In the middle. Draws contact. Jump hook short with the right hand. Rebound into the hands of Ibinayo. To Richmond. Richmond here in the near corner. Comes out high. Sizing up. Goes cross court out of the corner. Ibinayo, another 3-ball, and this one is good. Sadiko Ibinayo draws St. John's to within 32-25.
Gutsy that time. That's the first Red Storm field goal in nearly 6 minutes.
That's his 5th three-point conversion this year. He is now 5 for 14. Brickus moves left. Goes baseline far to Longino, and a foul is called on Wilcher. And timeout, or Richmond, I should say. And timeout is called. So we have 3:22 to play in the first half. And here is your score. It is Villanova 32 and St. John's 25. And we'll be back to Nova in a moment to listen to Red Storm basketball from Learfield.
Let's face it, injuries happen. And when they do, you need the best help you can get to safely return to your daily activities. If you are in pain, schedule an appointment with Professional Physical Therapy, the PT provider of choice for the St. John's Red Storm. Now with over 200 locations and growing in the Northeast, Professional Physical Therapy makes feeling better even more convenient. So start your road to recovery and visit professionalpt.com to find an office near you. That's professionalpt.com.
At Ridgewood Savings Bank, you can count on us to help your money grow. Right now, you can open a new checking account with a qualifying direct deposit and get a $300 bonus. That's right, $300. Visit ridgewoodbank.com/checking for details and to get started. Offer available until December 16th. Ridgewood Savings Bank, a 2024 Best Regional Bank by Bankrate, Money, and Newsweek. Member FDIC.
Red Storm fans always get the red carpet treatment from Food Bazaar Supermarket. Shop for your groceries from the comfort of home, and right now, get $10 off your order of $50 or more. Plus, your first delivery is free. Go to shop.foodbazaar.com. That's shop.foodbazaar.com and use promo code FANSGET10. Food Bazaar, the official supermarket of St. John's Athletics. And while you're at it, download the Food Bazaar Rewards app. It's fast, easy, and free.
As the official radiology partner of the Red Storm, Main Street Radiology services St. John's student athletes for all their imaging needs. Whenever the need arises, check out one of the 5 Main Street Radiology locations in Queens. 32-25, St. John's down by 7 with 3 minutes and 22 seconds to play here in the first half. And St. John's within 7 then in part because of their three-point shooting and their conversions.
Yeah, and let's be honest, they're still within shouting distance of this one right now, even with that scoring drought, because they hang their hat on their defense. And that's been the theme and culture of this team the entire season. They went nearly 6 minutes without a basket during the heart of the first half, and they're still only down 7. And it starts with the perimeter defense. They've been able to take care of the boards. I think they're doing a good job of keeping Nova to one and done. And then you look at Nova. Usually whenever you're battling on the road and the home team scores 4 out of their last 5, the way Nova's on this middle run, you would expect to A, be down by more, and B, for the game not to still be in the high 20s or low 30s. That's how tough defensively the Red Storm are.
And 2 personal fouls for Aaron Scott, and we'll see how long he stays on the bench, and he's still out there on the bench.
I mean, think about, sorry, Mick. Think about how they shot it coming out for the first segment of this game before the first media. They were shooting. If I would have told you they were going to have 25 points in the last 3 minutes, you wouldn't have believed it the way they came out, like gangbusters shooting.
So IB and Io, Ejiofor, Prey, Richmond, and Wilcher in the game right now. Zuby has yet to score. Here comes the inbounds pass. It'll be Villanova basketball. It comes to Buachi, to Longino. Curls the ball, free throw line. Left side pass to Dixon. Dixon against Ruben Prey, down to the baseline. 8 seconds to shoot, in the middle. Still guarded by Prey, shoots over him short. And it's Richmond that gets the rebound. Kadari crosses over into the front court. Left side pass to IB Nio, to Ruben Prey, to Wilcher, to Kadari. Now Richmond, acceleration, spin move in the lane, banks it up and good, it'll count. And a chance for a three-point play. The foul is on Longino.
I mean, Mick, that's a move that's tough to explain over radio. I mean, full head of steam from way beyond the top of the key. Left to right spin and takes 3 hits.
Richmond looking to complete the conventional three-point play, and the free throw is good. So now it is 32-28. St. John's suddenly within 4. And the steal. Prey, baseline to Richmond. St. John's forcing a turnover off the inbounds pass. Wilcher for 3. No good. Ball caroms into the hands of IB Nio, and he's fouled. Foul is on Poplar.
Kyle Neptune's going to get a technical right there. Olzed had enough. The possession before, he was telling the assistants, I don't want to hear anymore. That was not the time for Kyle Neptune to go crazy on the sidelines.
We will have free throws coming up here with 2:40 to play here. And St. John's climbing their way back into this one right now. And Wilcher will shoot at the stripe. Sim is 83% from the free throw line. First of which, bouncing in, 32-29. Here's a second one coming up for Wilcher to make it a 2-point game with a conversion. And it's short. So we have 2:40 to play here, first half. Villanova 32 and St. John's 29. And Richmond will inbound it. Loops it into Ruben Prey. Prey against Dixon. Underhand pass to Wilcher. Wilcher looking to the right side. Goes top side to Richmond. Richmond looking for Ejiofor. 10 seconds to shoot. Richmond now with 9 seconds to shoot. Pulls it out. 7 seconds to shoot. Left wing pass. 3-ball. Wilcher. Too strong. Rebound. Battle for Longino goes out of bounds.
This was
could be St. John's ball.
Mink, this was 32-22. at one point. Now they're only down 3. This is a big time for a 7-0 run. Been a game of runs, really, since that hot shooting start.
About 7.5 minutes. And St. John's putting together that run. Here's Richmond to inbound it. Kadari off the inbounds pass, goes to Wilcher, pulls it out to Ejiofor, who has yet to score in this game. Underhand pass to Richmond, bounce pass right side. IB Nio for 3, no good. And the ball carries, and we have a foul on the floor.
Good call by John Gaffney. Zuby had rebounding position and got shoved in the back.
By Buwachi. So 2:11 to play. Villanova 32 and St. John's 29. Buwachi's first personal foul. 16 fouls on Villanova. St. John's with 16 fouls as well, with 2:11 to play first half. Off the inbounds pass, Prey. Ejiofor, underhand pass to Richmond. Richmond now double teamed on the perimeter. Left wing pass to Rubin. Back to Kadari, 9 seconds to shoot. Moves left. Bounce pass baseline to IB Nio with 5 seconds to shoot. Bounce pass to Zuby, 2 seconds to shoot. Pray for a desperation 3, no good from the left angle, and the rebound into the hands of IB Nio.
Another offensive rebound.
Excellent hustle.
Seems like they haven't been on our end of the court, Mink, for 20 minutes.
Here is Richmond, top of the circle, 9 seconds to shoot, down the right side of the lane. Bounce pass baseline, Curl, Wilcher, Ejiofor for 3. Off the window, through the legs of Perkins on the floor, into the hands of Brickus, and here comes Villanova from right to left. Brickus high right, down to the baseline, holds up, shoots, and scores.
Big bucket.
Jameer Brickus, he has 3 points in this game. Villanova goes up 5-5, 34-29. 1:07 to play here in the first half. Left side quarter is Richmond. Double teamed on the perimeter. Richmond now. And they flare it out to Wilcher. Wilcher moves toward the top of the C. Inside pass to Ejiofor. That's poked away and picked off by Perkins. Here comes Nova. Brickus in the far corner. Gets away from Ejiofor. Brickus steps out of bounds on the baseline, and it'll be St. John's basketball.
Special set being called by Rick Pitino right now. 46 seconds remaining before halftime. He's going to the bench. He went to the index card looking at the entire playbook. This is a scripted play right now. Let's see how this goes and if it's a 2-for-1 situation, because there's 30 on the shot clock.
Leo Topoulos checks into the game for the first time. So it's Lefty and Kadari Richmond, Ejiofor, Ibeen Ayo, and Sim Wilcher. Here comes Kadari. Two-hand pass, right side quarter court to Wilcher. Top of the circle to Ejiofor. To Leo Topoulos. Moves toward the right, throws the ball right side to Richmond. Goes baseline far, out of the corner. Ibeen Ayo. Drives into the middle, diagonal pass, touch pass. Topoulos for 3. Good! Oh, hits a three-point shot from the right side, and it draws St. John's to within 2, 34-32.
Rick Pitino pumping the fist as a timeout is called, because it was just as he drew it up and scripted. Big-time three-pointer to cut the lead to 2.
Well, Ruben Prey comes back into the game in an offense-defense scenario. So St. John's down double digits, Finn, but they come basically all the way back to draw to within 2 now with 20.3 to play in the first half.
Just remember, this is a 32-22 game. Not too long ago, Villanova's had 1 basket, a technical foul, and a lot of offensive rebounds given up since, as the Johnnies are now down by 2.
R.J. Lewis checks back into the Red Storm lineup here.
Oh, Rick. They didn't allow them to sub right there. Rick Pitino was just trying to get R.J. Lewis into the game late. Greg Evans didn't allow it.
So the lineup remains Prey, Ejiofor, Richmond, Ibeen Ayo, and Wilcher. 20.3. Poplar will inbound it. Poplar has 13 of the Nova 34 points. Dixon has just 5. He averages 23.8 on the season. IB on Io creates some space. Here comes the inbounds pass to Longino. 18 seconds to play here in the first half. At the logo, guarded by Ruben Prey out long. 12 seconds. Longino, bounce pass, left side, quarter court, with 8 seconds to Poplar. Poplar go by edge of 4. 4 seconds to shoot to Dixon. Pulls it out. Desperation 3 at the buzzer. Short as the first half comes to a close. As St. John's and Villanova, they go to the locker rooms. St. John's closes the half on a 10-2 run. As they trailed by 2, they trailed as many as 10 in this game, 34-32.
3 major runs. The hot shooting start to start the ball game for the Red Storm. The massive 6-minute drought to where they couldn't buy a basket. And then the 10-2 run to end the first half with Rick Pitino's team playing with a lot of confidence headed into that locker room for the halftime break, Mink.
Well, Mark Blosser is standing by in our network studios, and he will take you through the halftime. Once again, your halftime score, Villanova 34, St. John's 32, and we'll hear from Mark here coming up. You're listening to Red Storm Basketball from Learfield.
With locations in Jackson Heights, Flushing, 2 in Bayside, and now in Glendale, Main Street Radiology has been setting the standards for delivering high-quality radiological services in Queens since 1966. With an amazing team of board-certified radiologists, we're open 7 days a week with extended evening hours to ensure our patients receive the highest standard of care available in a comfortable and stress-free environment of expertise. For more information or an appointment, visit our website at mainstreetradiology.com. Main Street is proud to be the official radiology partner of the Red Storm.
Hey Johnny's, the new Red Storm 4-pack presented by Maspeth Federal Savings is available for all games this season. Save 20% off the face value of the game ticket when you purchase 4 seats together and receive a limited edition St. John's scarf with your purchase compliments of Maspeth Federal Savings. For more information, visit redstormtix.com. Don't forget to use your Johnny card, a debit card from Maspeth Federal Savings, when you go purchase your Red Storm 4-pack. Go Red Storm!
Red Storm fans always get the red carpet treatment from Food Bazaar Supermarket. Shop for your groceries from the comfort of home, and right now, get $10 off your order of $50 or more. Plus, your first delivery is free. Go to shop.foodbazaar.com. That's shop.foodbazaar.com and use promo code FANSGET10. Food Bazaar, the official supermarket of St. John's Athletics. And while you're at it, download the Food Bazaar Rewards app. It's fast, easy, and free.
At Ridgewood Savings Bank, you can count on us to help your money grow. Right now, you can open a new checking account with a qualifying direct deposit and get a $300 bonus. That's right, $300. Visit ridgewoodbank.com/checking for details and to get started. Offer available until December 16th. Ridgewood Savings Bank, a 2024 Best Regional Bank by Bankrate, Money, and Newsweek. Member FDIC.
20 minutes are in the books, and it's time for the Red Storm Halftime Report. While the Johnnies prepare for the second half, it's time to check in on the latest scores from the Big East and Top 25. Our Red Storm Halftime Report begins now.
Welcome back into the Learfield Network studios for your halftime Red Storm report. St. John's trails Villanova at the half 34-32. Mark Blosser with you as we take a look at some of the first half highlights.
Here's Ejiofor, goes out of the corner, and this is Scott. Good! Aaron Scott makes it from the far corner, and St. John's ahead of 0.5-4. Pitches the ball, Wiltshire for 3. Bingo! Simeon Wiltshire hits the 3, and 3s are raining for the Red Storm right now as they lead at 13-10. All right, here's a 3-ball by Wiltshire. It's good! That's his second, and the 5th of the game for St. John's, and we're even at 19. With 9 seconds to shoot, 8 seconds to shoot. Lewis throws the ball to Richmond. Richmond side, jump right side is good. Kadari Richmond with a much-needed basket. St. John's within 4, 25-21. Diagonal pass, touch pass. The Topoulos for 3. Good! Oh, hits a three-point shot from the right side, and it draws St. John's to within 2, 34-32.
And as we mentioned pregame, it's a pretty slow night in the Big East with Xavier and Providence getting ready with an 8 o'clock tip for the only other matchup in the Big East. But again, St. John's trails Villanova 34-32 at the half. But we'll run through the top 25 action after this. This is St. John's basketball from Learfield.
Red Storm fans always get the red carpet treatment from Food Bazaar Supermarket. Shop for your groceries from the comfort of home, and right now get $10 off your order of $50 or more. Plus, your first delivery is free. Go to shop.foodbazaar.com. That's shop.foodbazaar.com and use promo code FANSGET10. Food Bazaar, the official supermarket of St. John's Athletics. And while you're at it, download the Food Bazaar Rewards app. It's fast, easy, and free.
Let's face it, injuries happen, and when they do, you need the best help you can get to safely return to your daily activities. If you are in pain, schedule an appointment with Professional Physical Therapy, the PT provider of choice for the St. John's Red Storm. Now with over 200 locations and growing in the Northeast, Professional Physical Therapy makes feeling better even more convenient. So start your road to recovery and visit professionalpt.com to find an office near you. That's professionalpt.com.
Hey Johnnies, the new Red Storm 4-pack presented by Maspeth Federal Savings is available for all games this season. Save 20% off the face value of the game ticket when you purchase 4 seats together and receive a limited edition St. John's scarf with your purchase, compliments of Maspeth Federal Savings. For more information, visit redstormtix.com. Don't forget to use your Johnny card, a debit card from Maspeth Federal Savings, when you go purchase your Red Storm 4-pack. Go Red Storm!
College sports fans now have access to hundreds of weekly podcasts that zero in on the college sports world. Now available in the Varsity Podcast Network and part of the new Varsity app. The app is free and available from wherever you get your favorite apps. Download the Varsity app today to have access to hundreds of national podcasts as well as your favorite team-focused podcasts. The Varsity Podcast Network now available for free on the Varsity app. Download from the App Store and listen today.
St. John's trails Villanova 34-32 with the second half coming up here in just a moment. But for the top 25 action for tonight, South Carolina and 19th ranked Ole Miss are just getting ready for their 7 o'clock tip here in just a matter of moments. But here at 9 with 3 games tipping off, 3rd ranked Duke will host California for the first ever meeting as ACC foes. And we see Duke try to bounce back from their upset against Clemson last Saturday, who handed them their 3rd loss of the season. And Arizona State brings a 3-game losing streak to Lubbock as they take on Texas Tech, who tries to bounce back from their loss against Arizona last Sunday. And 21st ranked Missouri welcomes Oklahoma to their court. The Tigers and Sooners will match up for the 213th time, with Oklahoma leading the all-time series 115-97, including winning all 3 matchups since the Tigers left the SEC. Again, St. John's trails Villanova 34-32 at the half. But after the break, we hear John Minko break down the first half stats. This is St. John's basketball from Learfield.
At Ridgewood Savings Bank, you can count on us to help your money grow. Right now, you can open a new checking account with a qualifying direct deposit and get a $300 bonus. That's right, $300. Visit ridgewoodbank.com/checking for details and to get started. Offer available until December 16th. Ridgewood Savings Bank, a 2024 Best Regional Bank by Bankrate, Money, and Newsweek. Member FDIC.
Which schools will take home the prestigious Learfield Directors Cup as the top college athletic programs for the 2024-25 college athletics season? You can follow the standings of your favorite team or alma mater at L Directors Cup on Twitter and online at thedirectorscup.com. Trophies will be awarded in June 2025 to the winning institutions in all college sports divisions. Learfield Directors Cup, the crowning achievement in college athletics.
A true teammate takes on every day with a winner's attitude, gets up when they fall down, and leaves it all on the field. There's a group of teammates who do all these things every single day. But they're more than your typical athlete. They're kids dealing with unthinkable medical circumstances. Team Impact matches children facing serious illness or disability with college sports teams, creating a long-term, life-changing experience for everyone involved. Help us get all kids in the game. Visit teamimpact.org. Team Impact. All in, all together.
College College sports fans now have access to hundreds of weekly podcasts that zero in on the college sports world. Now available in the Varsity Podcast Network and part of the new Varsity app. The app is free and available from wherever you get your favorite apps. Download the Varsity app today to have access to hundreds of national podcasts as well as your favorite team-focused podcasts. The Varsity Podcast Network now available for free on the Varsity app. Download from the App Store and listen today.
This copyrighted broadcast is an exclusive presentation of Learfield under the broadcasting rights granted by St. John's University. Reuse of this presentation is prohibited without the expressed written consent of St. John's University and Learfield. Announcers are provided by Learfield and approved by St. John's University.
At the half, it is Villanova 34 and St. John's 32. Villanova led by as many as 10 with 5:47 to play in the first half, but St. John's comes storming back to make it a 2-point game at the intermission. Let's check in on the individual stats, and St. John's was led by Aaron Scott. Early threes, 3 of 6 from the field, 3 of 6 from 3, 1 of 2 from the free throw line. He had 10 points, but he also had 2 personal fouls and 2 assists. Other than that, 9 points for Sim Wilcher, 3 of 5 from the field, 2 of 4 from 3, 1 of 2 from the free throw line, 7 points for Kadari Richmond, 3 of 4 from the field, and 1 of 1 from the free throw line. He had 7 points and 3 rebounds, 3 assists, and a block shot. Zubi Ejiofor did not score and had just 2 rebounds in 16 minutes of the first half. He did have 3 assists in the game. R.J. Lewis did not score in the first half. 0 of 5 from the field, 0 of 2 from 3. Vince Iwuchukwu did not score. Ruben Prey did not score. Jaden Glover did not score. Sadiku Ibinayo, 1 of 3 from 3 points. And lefty Leotopoulos, 1 of 1 from 3. And he had just 3 points as well. St. John's, 7 of 21. From 3, 33% in the first half, 11 of 30 from the field overall of 36%, and 3 of 5 from the free throw line. Villanova led by Wooga Poplar, 5 of 8 from the field, 1 of 2 from 3. He had 13 points and 3 rebounds and also 3 steals. 9 points for Jordan Longino, 5 points for Eric Dixon. Enoch Buachi had 2 points. Jameer Brookus had 2, and Tyler Perkins, 1 of 1 from 3, had 3 points in 13-21, including a steal and an assist. Villanova shot 52% from the floor, 4 of 11 from 3, and 4 of 4 from the free throw line. So once again, you're a halftime score. Nova 34 and St. John's 32. We'll have the start of the second half after this timeout. You're listening to Red Storm Basketball from Learfield.
With locations in Jackson Heights, Flushing, 2 in Bayside, and now in Glendale, Main Street Radiology has been setting the standards for delivering high-quality radiological services in Queens since 1966. With an amazing team of board-certified radiologists, we're open 7 days a week with extended evening hours to ensure our patients receive the highest standard of care available in a comfortable and stress-free environment of expertise. For more information or an appointment, visit our website at mainstreetradiology.com. Main Street is proud to be the official radiology partner of the Red Storm.
Red Storm fans always get the red carpet treatment from Food Bazaar Supermarket. Shop for your groceries from the comfort of home, and right now, get $10 off your order of $50 or more. Plus, your first delivery is free. Go to shop.foodbazaar.com. That's shop.foodbazaar.com and use promo code FANSGET10. Food Bazaar, the official supermarket of St. John's Athletics. And while you're at it, download the Food Bazaar Rewards app. It's fast, easy, and free.
Hey Johnny's, the new Red Storm 4-pack presented by Maspeth Federal Savings is available for all games this season. Save 20% off the face value of the game ticket when you purchase 4 seats together and receive a limited edition St. John's scarf with your purchase, compliments of Maspeth Federal Savings. For more information, visit redstormtix.com. Don't forget to use your Johnny card, a debit card from Maspeth Federal Savings, when you go purchase your Red Storm 4-pack. Go Red Storm!
A true teammate takes on every day with a winner's attitude, gets up when they fall down, and leaves it all on the field. There's a group of teammates who do all these things every single day. But they're more than your typical athlete. They're kids dealing with unthinkable medical circumstances. Team Impact matches children facing serious illness or disability with college sports teams, creating a long-term, life-changing experience for everyone involved. Help us get all kids in the game. Visit teamimpact.org. Team Impact. All in, all together.
It's the start of the second half, and Villanova leads St. John's 34-32. And as we always do during this segment, it is time for Ben Parisi to revisit the game keys.
And the first one we talked about, Mink, was keeping it clean because of no Davon Smith tonight and being aware of the foul situation, especially on the perimeter. And I think they did a good job in that department. Only 6 fouls as a team. And Aaron Scott with the only Johnny to have 2 personal fouls headed into that half. Number 2, we talked about secondary offense, other ways to score to give them a chance. And while they only had 4 second chance points, they did have 8 offensive rebounds and give themselves more than 5 shot attempts. Then Nova, the unfortunate part was they only shot 36% from the field. And third, we talked about paint protection, and this is a big factor why they're down 2 right now. Besides making 7 threes, they did a terrific job of owning the interior. 14-4 Nova in terms of paint production, Mink, but a lot of that had to do with Eric Dixon. They did a good job of keeping the guards in front of them and making them fight, scrap, and claw, and not giving those guys, other than Aaron Scott, foul trouble.
And been a quiet first half for R.J. Lewis. He played 13-40, 0 of 5 from the field, 0 of 2 from 3, did not score in the first half, had 1 rebound. And the same for Zuby Ejiofor. He did not score in the first half as well, 0 of 3 from the field, 0 of 2 from 3. And obviously silent for those 2 players.
Well, speaking of silent, too, he played 10 guys, only 5 scored. So besides Simeon Wiltsh's 3 3-pointers, besides Aaron Scott's 3 3-pointers and the free throw, nobody else scored more than 3 points in that game. So, I mean, that's how you get yourself a low-scoring 32-point first half, but it's still going to come down. This is one of those conference wars, Mink. It's very rare that you play a team the second time in league and it winds up being a high-scoring affair because the guys know each other so well. So you could talk all you want about the cold shooting. You're going to see a game of runs, I think, from both sides. But the last 5 or 6 minutes of this conference war, Mink, still going to come down to containing dribble penetration and taking care of the defensive backboards.
Well, St. John's will go with the 5 that started the game. Scott, Lewis, Ejiofor, Richmond, and Wilcher. And Villanova will go with their 5. Poplar, Dixon, Longino, Brickus, and Buwachi. Let's see, this is going to be Wilcher that's going to inbound it. We're just moments away from the start of the second half. Sim to Richmond and Kadari, who had 7 first-half points, into the forecourt. Left side pass goes to Aaron Scott. Scott down to the baseline. Clear out pass to Lewis. Lewis now, acceleration. Backdoor cut, and on the drive, and a one-hand jam for Richmond.
Every time Rick Pitino's drawn something up out of the huddle, Mink, they've converted tonight.
And here's a steal. And Richmond goes to Lewis for 3. Good! R.J. Lewis drains the 3-point shot, and St. John's goes ahead 37-34.
5 points in the first 28 seconds of the half. People aren't even back in their seats yet, Mink.
A quick start for the Red Storm to start the second half. Right side quarter court goes to Eric Dixon. Dixon goes baseline far. On the drive, Poplar gets away from Ejiofor and dunks it with 2 hands. He just went right past him.
Now, if you go back to the end of the first half, Mink, this is still, even with that bucket, a 15-4 run they're on.
Here's Zuby Ejiofor, top of the circle to R.J. Lewis at the right elbow. Lewis now, clear out pass to Wilcher. Wilcher, left elbow, snaps the pass to Lewis. Lewis looking to the right side, cuts toward the right side. Right elbow shot. Perfect. R.J. Lewis has 5 here in the second half after not scoring in the first half, and St. John's ahead 39-36.
And Rick Pitino getting on him now. Okay, your offense is cooking. Now defend.
And this is Longino, high right, guarded by Kadari. Moves to the right, down the right side of the lane. Pass is picked off by Wilcher. Lead pass to R.J. Lewis, you're a step, lays it up. pinned against the glass. It all goes out of bounds. It'll be Villanova basketball.
It's a perfectly timed block up against the glass
by Buwachi. And now Poplar. St. John's with the full court pressure. The Red Storm ahead by 3, 39-36 with 18:09 to play here in the second half. Jameer Brickus moves toward the right side. Bounce pass on the low block. This is Dixon. Clear out pass to Brickus. On the move. Bounce pass baseline. Perkins for three. That's good. Tyler Perkins had a three-ball conversion in the first half there. And we're even at 39. Richmond. Bounce pass top of the circle to Lewis. Lewis moves left. Clear out pass. Scott straightaway three. In and out, no good. And the ball deflects into the hands of Buwachi. To Brickus. Brickus drives it. Circles underneath. Clear out pass. A three ball, and that is good by Wooga Poplar.
Now Poplar got the three, but it was Brickus driving the entire baseline under the backboard, which created that three-point attempt. Timeout by Rick Pitino, and he wants to talk about his defensive rotations right now, Mick.
A 30-second timeout extended to a full. So 17-16 to play here, second half. Here's your score: Villanova 42, St. John's 39. We'll be back in a moment. You're listening to Red Storm Basketball from Learfield.
Red Storm fans always get the red carpet treatment from Food Bazaar Supermarket. Shop for your groceries from the comfort of home, and right now get $10 off your order of $50 or more. Plus, your first delivery is free. Go to shop.foodbazaar.com. That's shop.foodbazaar.com and use promo code FANSGET10. Food Bazaar, the official supermarket of St. John's Athletics. And while you're at it, download the Food Bazaar Rewards app. It's fast, easy, and free.
At Ridgewood Savings Bank, you can count on us to help your money grow. Right now, you can open a new checking account with a qualifying direct deposit and get a $300 bonus. That's right, $300. Visit ridgewoodbank.com/checking for details and to get started. Offer available until December 16th. Ridgewood Savings Bank, a 2024 Best Regional Bank by Bankrate, Money, and Newsweek. Member FDIC.
Let's face it, injuries happen, and when they do, you need the best help you can get to safely return to your daily activities. If you are in pain, schedule an appointment with Professional Physical Therapy, the PT provider of choice for the St. John's Red Storm. Now with over 200 locations and growing in the Northeast, Professional Physical Therapy makes feeling better even more convenient. So start your road to recovery and visit professionalpt.com to find an office near you. That's professionalpt.com.
17-16 to play here, second half. Quick start for St. John's, but Villanova recovers to go up by 3, 42-39 with, as mentioned, 17-16 to play here in the second half.
I mean, the fastest 5-0 run you've ever seen. And then Nova got back to penetrating and pitching on the perimeter and drawing secondary defenders in a big-time way. And Rick Pitino must have yelled rotate about 4 or 5 times, Mick, before he called that timeout. Once again, coming out with the hot hand initially early, but you get the sense that he's talking about the half-court defensive rotations now with his Johnny squad here in the huddle.
And R.J. Lewis did not score in the first half and came out extremely aggressive on both ends of the floor in the first 30, 40 seconds or so.
It's going to be interesting to see how Nova maintains this momentum, because they've gone through different themes of their offense. You know, we saw that stretch to where they were going to bully ball down low with Eric Dixon backing you in, and then we've seen them open it up a little bit, and Brickus and Poplar start swinging and going off the bounce, penetration and pitch.
RJ with the 5 points to start the second half, a bucket, the steal, and the 3. And now Villanova regains the lead by 3, and we're back out onto the floor, just about ready to get back underway.
They've let some heartbreakers get away. You know, you look at that Creighton game, that could be 3 in a row. This could be a better Nova team than 14-10, 7-6.
Off a big-time win against Xavier at the Wells Fargo Center on Sunday. Left side quarter court, Aaron Scott. And Scott now with 14 seconds to shoot to Ejiofor. Ejiofor crossing over from right to left is Wilcher. Richmond, baseline shot, 3 ball by Scott, and that is good. Aaron Scott with another 3, and we're even at 42.
He's been shooting with a high level of confidence the entire night.
He has 4 threes. He has 13 points total. Even at 42. 16:41 to play here, second half. On the low block, this is Dixon. Draws contact from Scott. He's playing with 2 personal fouls. Clear out pass, and on the drive to the top of the key. Bounce pass right side with 8 seconds to shoot down to the baseline. This is Dixon. 5 seconds to shoot. In the middle. And the shot is put up and good. That's a 2-hand slam for Enoch Buwachi. And Villanova goes up a pair, 44-42.
That was one of the best passes of the night so far.
Scott, top side. Straightaway 3. Lewis off back iron, no good. Battling for the rebound. The ball rolls into the hands of Poplar to Dixon. Villanova basketball. To Brickus. 2-hand lead pass to Perkins. Perkins was wide open for a 3, but goes to Dixon. He pumps up a long-range 3. That's no good. Ball falls in the far corner. Tracked down by Perkins. Gets the return pass back. Perkins to Dixon. 10 seconds to shoot now. High right, Brickus. 7 seconds to shoot. Off the dribble in the middle. 3 seconds to shoot. Inside pass. Goes back to Brickus. Touch pass and no good as the shot clock expires into the hands of Lewis. RJ spin move. The ball is loose on the floor. Gets the handle back. Right side out of the corner. Wilcher for 3. Too strong on that attempt. And the rebound, Buwachi.
Nova dodged one that time. Simeon Wilcher was wide open in the corner on that broken play.
Villanova leads it by 2, 44-42, 15:07 to play here in the second half. Jameer Brickus throws the ball to Poplar, curls the ball, back to Brickus, right wing pass to Perkins. Perkins goes baseline. Dixon on the baseline drive. Ball poked away into the hands of Scott.
What help. What a dig for that quick double.
And a traveling violation called on Kadari Richmond as he threw a 2-hand pass underneath the bucket.
Kadari Richmond puzzled that time with the travel call. That was that little funky footwork he has that he normally gets away with.
And a timeout on the floor. We'll take a break as well. 14:49 to play second half. And here is your score. Villanova 42 and St. John's 42. 44-42 in favor of Nova. We'll have more in a moment. You're listening to Red Storm Basketball from Learfield.
With locations in Jackson Heights, Flushing, 2 in Bayside, and now in Glendale, Main Street Radiology has been setting the standards for delivering high-quality radiological services in Queens since 1966. With an amazing team of board-certified radiologists, we're open 7 days a week with extended evening hours to ensure our patients receive the highest standard of care available in a comfortable and stress-free environment of expertise. For more information or an appointment, visit our website at mainstreetradiology.com. Main Street is proud to be the official radiology partner of the Red Storm.
At Ridgewood Savings Bank, you can count on us to help your money grow. Right now, you can open a new checking account with a qualifying direct deposit and get a $300 bonus. That's right, $300. Visit ridgewoodbank.com/checking for details and to get started. Offer available until December 16th. Ridgewood Savings Bank, a 2024 Best Regional Bank by Bankrate, Money, and Newsweek. Member FDIC.
Which schools will take home the prestigious Learfield Directors Cup as the top college athletic programs for the 2024-25 college athletics season? You can follow the standings of your favorite team or alma mater at L Directors Cup on Twitter and online at thedirectorscup.com. Trophies will be awarded in June 2025 to the winning institutions in all college sports divisions. Learfield Directors Cup, the crowning achievement in college athletics.
Kadari Richmond with a traveling violation just prior to our timeout here. 14:49 to play second half. Villanova leads St. John's 44-42. And Rick Pitino as demonstrative or as upset as I've seen recently on a particular call.
Yeah, it was a travel call right in front of the bench at the top of the key, bringing the ball up to initiate offense by Kadari Richmond. Probably was a travel, very close though. He asked to see the replay immediately on the laptop and then spoke to the officials during that media timeout, disagreeing with that or perhaps asking why call that at this juncture of the game. But the fact remains you're down to just 5 minutes into the second half, and you got to keep getting your defensive rotations back in order. That's really the most important factor for the Red Storm right now.
St. John's and Villanova here at Finneran Pavilion on the campus of Villanova University in Villanova, Pennsylvania. And St. John's will be back in action. Madison Square Garden, a 3 o'clock game Sunday against the Creighton Blue Jays, who came up short at home against UConn last night. Big time game for McNeely in that game, had 38. Richmond, Scott, Wilcher, Lewis, and Ejiofor. Here comes the inbounds pass, and here comes Jameer Brickus. Brickus slowly into the front court. Moves right. Outside pass, and on the drive. This is Poplar. Poplar down the right side of the game against Lewis. Lays it up. No good. Rebound comes down to RJ. Quickly into the forecourt. They push tempo. Right wing pass. Richmond. It goes baseline to Wilcher. Wilcher now clear out pass to Kadari. Fakes the three. Takes it closer. Bounce pass in the middle. But the pass is picked off. It was intended for Zuby down low. Here is Brickus. Brickus right side quarter court. Curl to the top of the key. Acceleration, baseline far, 3-ball Perkins, no good. And the ball into the hands of Dixon, and it puts it through.
Eric Dixon all over the offensive glass that time. Rick Pitino furious over that last turnover possession. Villanova in a 2-3 zone now, Mink.
46-42. Richmond has the ball poked away ahead of the field. Poplar jams it in with the right hand. 48-42, Villanova up by 6.
Rick Pitino trying to change the spacing of his zone offense on the fly.
Here is Richmond, free throw line, jump shot. Scott is good. Aaron Scott continues to percolate as he has 15 points in this game.
Tell you, his shooting, Mink, has really been the difference in this one for them.
15 points. He has 4 threes on the night. Longino drifts to the far side. Accelerates down to the baseline. Picked up by Scott playing with 2 personal fouls. Underhand pass. Baseline drive, and another 2-hand dunk by Wooga Poplar.
Rick Pitino's going to the bench right now. Poplar is eating them up in the half court defensively. He's going to change the look on some defensive looks.
22 points, and the ball knocked away from Zuby into the hands of Dixon to Perkins.
This has been turnover city the last couple of minutes, Mink.
Longino rifles the pass, left side quarter court. Brickus inside to Dixon, one-on-one with RJ. Draws contact, spins to the baseline. Muscle shot is up, no good, foul. So Ejiofor is whistled for that foul. St. John's, the last 5 possessions, been 4 turnovers.
And still lucky to only be down 6. That shows you how strong their shooting was before those 5 possessions to have that cushion.
Dixon drains the first free throw attempt. Sadiko Ibeen Ayo comes to the sideline. Dixon again has 8 points, but tonight once again has belonged to Wooga Poplar. Got 22. He had 22 against St. John's in the first meeting and 23 Sunday against Xavier. Misses the second free throw. Loose ball picked up by Richmond. Up court to Scott. To Ibinayo. Underhand pass to Wilcher. Two-hand pass left side quarter court to Richmond. Richmond bounces it top side to Scott. Loops it over to Richmond. Takes it into the middle and a foul. Poplar, I believe, was whistled for that foul.
Foul on the pass as Richmond penetrated the half-court zone defense. Dixon, his first foul in this game, and he's played physical. Look for Scott coming off.
The inbounds pass, and he drains a long-range two inside the arc.
Right on cue. Menke called that one for his red-hot shooter tonight.
51-46. St. John's down by 5. That is now 18 points for Scott. And here's the steal by Scott ahead of the field, and he dunks it in with two hands.
How is that not an N1 foul? Eric Dixon is really hurt.
Heavy contact between Dixon and Scott. And timeout is called. So we have 11:50 to play here in the second half. Here's your score: Villanova 51 and St. John's 48. And we'll be back in a moment. You're listening to Red Storm Basketball from Learfield.
Red Storm fans always get the red carpet treatment from Food Bazaar Supermarket. Shop for your groceries from the comfort of home, and right now get $10 off your order of $50 or more. Plus, your first delivery is free. Go to shop.foodbazaar.com. That's shop.foodbazaar.com and use promo code FANSGET10. Food Bazaar, the official supermarket of St. John's Athletics. And while you're at it, download the Food Bazaar Rewards app. It's fast, easy, and free.
Hey Johnny's, the new Red Storm 4-pack presented by Maspeth Federal Savings is available for all games this season. Save 20% off the face value of the game ticket when you purchase 4 seats together and receive a limited edition St. John's scarf with your purchase, compliments of Maspeth Federal Savings. For more information, visit redstormtix.com. Don't forget to use your Johnny card, a debit card from Maspeth Federal Savings, when you go purchase your Red Storm 4-pack. Go Red Storm!
College sports fans now have access to hundreds of weekly podcasts that zero in on the college sports world. Now available in the Varsity Podcast Network and part of the new Varsity app. The app is free and available from wherever you get your favorite apps. Download the Varsity app today to have access to hundreds of national podcasts as well as your favorite team-focused podcasts. The Varsity Podcast Network now available for free on the Varsity app. Download from the App Store and listen today.
Well, 11 minutes and 50 seconds to play here in the second half, and Villanova leads St. John's 51-48. And the steal and the drive by Aaron Scott. Heavy contact as Eric Dixon hits the floor hard, but Vin Parisi, not one whistle, not one foul there.
No, I'm surprised as Gaffney and Evans are at the monitor right now to see. I think he hit him in the shoulder. I don't know if they're going to, and the shoulder blade, I don't know if they're going to, collarbone, excuse me. I don't know if they're going to call that neck up.
One of the all-time great Wildcats, a true Villanova basketball legend, Bill Melchione.
Well, they continue. John Gaffney looking at the lead official here as he is checking the monitor off to our right. Right now, St. John's 51-48. And St. John's is trailed by as many as 10 in this game. Came back to trail by 2 at the intermission. Dixon is on the bench after hitting the floor hard. Poplar now. Loops it inbounds pass, too long for Perkins, but Longino ends up with the ball, high right. A two-hand pass on the wing to Poplar, down to the baseline. Interior pass baseline to Perkins. And he pitches it back out. Now Brickus now looking toward the left side. Jameer Brickus comes back to the near side. Bounce pass right side. 8 seconds to shoot. 7 seconds to shoot. Poplar against Scott. Now pitches it out to Brickus. A long-range three. It's good.
Brickus hits bombs late in the shot clock. That's the scouting report on him. You got to press up, force him to be a penetrator, and take tough twos.
54-48. Here is Richmond, high right, acceleration, goes to Wilcher. Entry pass goes to Zuby. Whistle, foul. That's the third personal foul on Poplar. Dixon back into the game. Keep an eye on that. Richmond will inbound it. Poplar's got 22. Inbounds pass comes to Zuby. Guarded by Boachi. Draws contact. Richmond for a long range two off the mark into the hands of Poplar. To Longino. Right side quarter court. Longino cuts toward the right. 10:40 to play here in the second half. St. John's down 54-48. Baseline drive. Dixon draws contact. Puts it up. No good. Foul. Foul is on IB Nio.
You wake on verticality, goes right by.
Down 6 when you approach the home stretch, Mink, and it's 2 possession, 3 possession cushions. Containing dribble penetration and not allowing them to stop the clock and obtain points from the free throw line without the clock running is key. And as we know, Dixon is a shot maker.
Dixon's first free throw attempt. The lefty drains it. He's 85% from the line. 6'8" grad student, averaging 23.8 and 5.2 boards. With 18 points and 4 threes against St. John's in the first meeting. Had a career high 38 against Maryland this year as he drains the second free throw. 56-48. St. John's needs a bucket here. Kadari Richmond into the front court. Underhand pass to Wilcher. Circles from left to right. Comes back to the near side. Bounce pass, but it's off of the foot of Longino. Back to Wilcher to Richmond. Richmond, Euro step in the middle. Diagonal pass, 3-ball by Sim. Off back iron, no good. Battle for the loose ball and the rebound. But it winds up into the hands of Josiah Mosley.
Surprised they didn't call a kick ball there. It looks like the pass went off his ankle.
Thought it was the same. I was thinking the same thing. Here's Dixon, high right. Dixon with 15 seconds to shoot, under 10 seconds to play, 10 minutes to play second half, and another 3-ball. That's the second for Tyler Perkins, and it's 59-48.
That's a dagger, Mink. It's now an 11-point lead.
They've scored the last 8. That's their largest lead of the game. Richmond, free throw line to Scott. Back pass goes to Wilcher. Wilcher cuts toward the right side. The Kadari dribbles it out high. 8 seconds to shoot. Diagonal pass and looping a pass goes to Richmond. And shoots over Longino and scores.
I mean, Kadari just stopped the bleeding. But credit Nova, these last 7 or 8 possessions, this zone has bothered the Red Storm and threw off their rhythm.
St. John's down by 9. The ball goes through the hands of Richmond. And let's see here. And a foul is called on Longino. Basically came close to tackling him.
He grabbed Kadari and threw him out of the way before he dove for that loose ball. Officials all over it.
Longino comes to the sideline. Brickus is back in the game. 9:09 to play, second half. Villanova 59, St. John's 50. Lewis will inbound it. And popping out is Richmond. 18 seconds to shoot, moves right. In the middle, lays it up and no good, but he's fouled and free throws coming up. Hits the floor hard, hoisted up by Wilcher as Kadari goes to the strike.
They have an opportunity to hit 2 free throws, cut this to 7, and Rick Pitino's already instructing his team, Mink, with the free throw taking place right in front of his bench to get into their press afterwards.
The first free throw was good. That's now 12 points for Kadari Richmond in this contest. Poplar checks back in with the 3 fouls. Mosley to the sideline. Second free throw coming up for Richmond. Perfect as well. So it's 59-52. St. John's down by 7. Poplar inbounds pass and knocked out of bounds by Richmond as he went diving for that one.
Kadari Richmond and Aaron Scott Mink have 32 of their 52 points. Those two guys alone.
They've carried St. John's from an offensive standpoint. R.J. Lewis has 5 after a scoreless first half. Poplar loops it into the front court, and Zubi Ejiofor gets the ball away from Dixon. Inside the Lewis baseline drive, and Buachi hits him hard as Lewis hits the floor hard.
They're going to look at this one. He got hit hard and he got hit high. That's an automatic to go to the monitor.
And the officials are making their way to the monitor right now. Just under 9 minutes to play.
I think he hit him in the forearms, though, Mink. I don't think he hit him in the head. Here's the replay right now. We're able to see from our vantage point. Oh, no, he did get him in the head.
That's Enoch Buachi playing the defense on R.J. Lewis. Lewis was going up for the drive.
I think this is going to be a flagrant one. I think there's going to be 2 shots in possession underneath, if I had to guess, from that quick look.
Officials are looking. This may be quick. John Gaffney now. Let's see. Now the officials will confer. Whatever the decision is, it looks as if, at least right now, that it was a quick one. Or, in other words, definitive.
The previous foul on 13 has been upgraded to a flagrant 1.
I called it, Mink.
Flagrant 1, right?
That's it. You get hit in the head like that, it's an automatic. I mean, they're taught and instructed to protect from the neck up the vulnerable player who gets hit when they're in the air and they've left the ground and they don't have the ability to brace their fall. Those are the 2 easiest ones.
Here is the first of 2 coming up for R.J. Lewis. High arc, and he misses the first free throw. He'll get the second one here. St. John's will get possession. Second free throw coming up for Lewis. Hits that one. It is now 59-53 with 8:57 to play. Red Storm down by 6. Richmond will inbound it. Off the inbounds, here's Scott, corner 3. Good again! Aaron Scott drills the 3 from the near corner, and St. John's within 3, 59-56.
That's to be one of the quickest 8-0 runs I've ever seen.
That is 22 points for Scott. Racing it in the front court. This is Poplar. DeLongino for 3. No good. And a rebound into the hands of Richmond. Here comes St. John's again. Lewis has the ball knocked away into the hands of Scott. Scramble. Lewis to Richmond. Underneath against Dixon. Dribbles the ball out. Diagonal pass. Scott another 3. This off back iron, no good. And a deflected rebound. St. John's with it. Lewis lays it up and in. R.J. Lewis with the putback. And St. John's within 1, 59-58.
They were just down 11.
And then Perkins and Wilcher were going on the inbounds pass, and Wilcher is whistled for the foul.
Rick Pitino applauding his team's run And how about this nugget from Press Row, Mink? That's a 10-0 run in 71 seconds of play.
2 personal fouls called on Sim Wilcher, and timeout is called. And we'll take a break as well. So we have 8:06 to play here in the second half. Here's your score: Villanova 59, St. John's 58. And we're back to the Finneran Pavilion in a moment. You'll see the Red Storm basketball from Learfield.
At Ridgewood Savings Bank, you can count on us to help your money grow. Right now, you can open a new checking account with a qualifying direct deposit and get a $300 bonus. That's right, $300. Visit ridgewoodbank.com/checking for details and to get started. Offer available until December 16th. Ridgewood Savings Bank, a 2024 Best Regional Bank by Bankrate, Money, and Newsweek. Member FDIC.
Let's face it, injuries happen, and when they do, you need the best help you can get to safely return to your daily activities. If you are in pain, schedule an appointment with Professional Physical Therapy, the PT provider of choice for the St. John's Red Storm. Now with over 200 locations and growing in the Northeast, Professional Physical Therapy makes feeling better even more convenient. So start your road to recovery and visit professionalpt.com to find an office near you. That's professionalpt.com.
A true teammate takes on every day with a winner's attitude, gets up when they fall down, and leaves it all on the field. There's a group of teammates who do all these things every single day. But they're more than your typical athlete. They're kids dealing with unthinkable medical circumstances. Team Impact matches children facing serious illness or disability with college sports teams, creating a long-term, life-changing experience for everyone involved. Help us get all kids in the game. Visit teamimpact.org. Team Impact. All in, all together.
.802 to play here in the second half, and St. John's climbs within 1 with a big-time run, 59-58. St. John's trailed by as many as 10 in the first half, 11 in the second half, and fueled by Aaron Scott's 22 points. Then Parisi, St. John's within 1 point for the final 8 minutes.
I can't remember the last time a team went on a 10-0 run that quick. In a minute 11 off the clock, the lead shrinks from 11 to 1.
St. John's with the full court pressure. Longino bounces it, and the ball poked out of bounds by Ejiofor. And Zuby says it was off of Dixon, but they'll inbound it once again. Longino will inbound it basically in the corner on the far side underneath the hoop. Longino looking, slides it inbounds to Brickus. Guarded one-on-one by Sim Wilcher. Brickus races the ball into the front court. Holds up and pulls it out high. Sim guarding him tightly. Bounce pass down low to Dixon. Dixon guarded by Ejiofor. Backs him down. Spins to the left, shoots, and no good. Rebound comes down to Lewis.
Stayed down, held his ground, and walled up with post defense straight up and down.
And St. John's with the opportunity to take the lead here. Right wing pass to Wilcher. Flips it out to Lewis. Lewis goes high post to Scott. Scott guarded by Brickus. Cross-court delivery to Wilcher. 10 seconds to shoot. Looking for Ejiofor down low. Clear out pass to Kadari. 7 seconds to shoot. Pulls it out high. He looks at the shot clock. Down the middle. Banks it up. No good. Follows. Good by Zuby. And St. John's takes the lead.
Secondary ways to score. The offensive backboards.
Perkins has the ball poked away into the hands of Scott, taken back by Longino. Lead pass goes to Brickus, down to the baseline. Clear out pass in the far corner to Poplar. St. John's down by 59-58. And Poplar goes down to the floor, and a foul is called on Richmond.
Seemed like a lot of initiating there.
And now, I don't know if they're going to look at this here. Just under 7 minutes to play. St. John's leads it 60-59.
They got the scoreboard wrong. They had St. John's down one. Now they fixed it.
Yes, right. So the officials are looking off to our right. And, just that, seeing it live, just looking at it live, it didn't look like something flagrant to me. But just under 7 minutes to go, we'll see.
Sorry, Mick. I thought Poplar was initiating a lot of the background there. I can't imagine they're going to see something defensively.
The thing about this is they're looking pretty, long at this. And the officials are saying, let's see, Gaffney now by himself.
There's a little funny moment there on press row here, Ming. There were three people signaling to Coach Patino, we got it, we know the score is wrong. Coach Patino said to them, I'm glad you all have it. I want the guy that's running the clock to get it, though. That's the important part. We haven't been up in a while, he told them, laughing.
That's now 2 personal fouls on Kadari Richmond.
Coach Patino's first smile, Mink, since the pregame interview with you.
Here comes the inbounds pass. Brickus to Poplar in the far corner, covered up by Wilcher. Dribbles it out high. Far baseline to Dixon, baseline drive. Edge of 4 is on him tight. Backs him down. Jump hook, no good with the left hand. Rebound comes down to Lewis. Lewis looking and brings the ball into the front court right now. RJ St. John's ahead by 1, 60-59. Here is Richmond. No-look pass, baseline, 3-ball by Scott. No good. And the rebound deflects into the hands of Lewis. He jams it in with the right hand.
He's in the right place at the right time, but he pursued it, Mink. That's what was key.
St. John's ahead 62-59. Right side quarter court. And now Dixon in the far corner. Backing down on Scott. Backing him down. Draws contact, double team. Muscle shot is up short, foul. And that is the 3rd personal foul on Scott, and 2 free throws coming up here for Dixon.
Gotta get in it every time.
So 6 minutes to play. This one coming down to the wire, as basically most St. John's games have been. Here is Dixon at the stripe. That one's missed, and he'll get the second one here. Dixon's got 10 points. The average is 23.8.
Coaching staff screaming at these guys to block out. Nova gets offensive boards off missed free throws as well as anyone in the league.
Second free throw, and that is Dixon's conversion there. So St. John's ahead 62-60 with 6 minutes exactly to play here in the second half. Kadari Richmond crosses the logo, bounces it left to Wilcher. Acceleration in the middle, stops, pops, and no good. Rebound, battle for into the hands of Buwachi. And here comes Longino into the front court right now. Longino at the logo. 5.5 to play. Top of the circle. Poplar bounces it to Longino. Acceleration all the way to the baseline. Guarded by Wilcher. 5 seconds to shoot. Shoots over Sims and scores.
That's Longino's game. He's got a fadeaway when you cut him off.
He's got 11 points. Straightaway 3, Scott. No good. Karam's out of bounds. St. John's basketball off of Longino.
I like that move by Kadari to set him up. That little dribble handoff pitch back like Jenkins, a la Nova buzzer beater in 2016. He was setting up his hot hand.
Off the inbounds pass, and it comes top of the circle. 3-ball by Lewis. No good. The ball caroms into the hands of Perkins. Let's see here. A whistle against St. John's. Against Richmond. That's 3 fouls on Richmond. So 3 on Richmond and 3 on Scott. 5:06 to play.
What a ball game, tied for the final 5 minutes.
This is the full court pressure on the part of St. John's here. Poplar will inbound it. Wooga Poplar looking. And the inbounds pass comes to Longino. St. John's relaxes the pressure. And Jameer Brickus into the front court. Right side quarter court. Just to the left side. Brickus looks left. Comes back right. Right side quarter court. Bounce pass to Dixon. Draws contact from Scott. Acceleration. 10 seconds to shoot here. 9 seconds to shoot. Dixon goes free throw line to Buwachi. 5 seconds to shoot. Looking for the backdoor cut. That was covered up. Inside pass goes to Dixon. 2 seconds to shoot. And he misses at the shot clock buzzer. But the rebound comes into the hands of Longino to Poplar. Goes right side to Dixon for 3 over Lewis. And it's good.
What a dagger with Lewis contesting right in his face.
And Villanova goes up by 3, 65-62. 4:13 to play here, second half. Top side to Ejiofor. To Wilcher for 3. Oh, back iron, no good. The ball out of bounds. It'll be St. John's basketball. Off of Longino.
Simeon
Now we got Wilcher with an ankle problem.
Hurt. He turned his right ankle bad. He's limping off 1 foot.
Leotopoulos checks into the game.
And that is not just a little turn. I mean, Simeon Wilcher is screaming in pain with the trainer at the end of the bench.
This is Richmond, a little inbound it to Zuby. Zuby on the low block with 17 seconds to Richmond. Richmond side jump. Good. Kadari Richmond rings the bell. And St. John's within 1, 65-64. 3 minutes and 45 seconds to play here in the second half. Brickus front court, guarded by Leotopoulos. Bounce pass right side to Longino. Down to the baseline to Brickus. 1-on-1 with lefty. Spins to the baseline. Now Zuby is on him with 3 seconds to shoot. Here's Dixon again with 1 second to shoot for the 3. And that's good as well.
Oh, how did he make that? Hand in his face and 2 pivots and a spin.
3:12 to play second half. Inside pass goes to Ejiofor. He was hit hard by Poplar, and timeout is called. And that would be 4 on Poplar. So timeout is called. We'll take a break as well. 3:08 to play second half. Here's your score. It is Villanova 68, St. John's 64. We'll be back with more Red Storm basketball in a moment. This is St. John's basketball from Learfield.
Red Storm fans always get the red carpet treatment from Food Bazaar Supermarket. Shop for your groceries from the comfort of home, and right now get $10 off your order of $50 or more. Plus, your first delivery is free. Go to shop.foodbazaar.com. That's shop.foodbazaar.com and use promo code FANSGET10. Food Bazaar, the official supermarket of St. John's Athletics. And while you're at it, download the Food Bazaar Rewards app. It's fast, easy, and free.
Hey Johnny's, the new Red Storm 4-pack presented by Maspeth Federal Savings is available for all games this season. Save 20% off the face value of the game ticket when you purchase 4 seats together and receive a limited edition St. John's scarf with your purchase, compliments of Maspeth Federal Savings. For more information, visit redstormtix.com. Don't forget to use your Johnny card, a debit card from Maspeth Federal Savings, when you go purchase your Red Storm 4-pack. Go Red Storm!
With locations in Jackson Heights, Flushing, 2 in Bayside, and now in Glendale, Main Street Radiology has been setting the standards for delivering high-quality radiological services in Queens since 1966. With an amazing team of board-certified radiologists, we're open 7 days a week with extended evening hours to ensure our patients receive the highest standard of care available in a comfortable and stress-free environment of expertise. For more information or an appointment, visit our website at mainstreetradiology.com. Main Street is proud to be the official radiology partner of the Red Storm.
Well, Fans Food Bazaar Supermarket is teaming up with St. John's to get back to our community through the Free Throws for Meals promotion. For every free throw made by a Red Storm player during the 2024-25 men's basketball regular season, Food Bazaar Supermarket will donate $10 in food to St. John's Bread and Life. Keep track of how much money is raised at redstormsports.com/free throws for meals. Well, it's the final 3:08 of the second half in Parisi, and Villanova leads St. John's by 4, 68-64, basically on a pair of beat-the-clock threes by Eric Dixon.
Gavin Dixon once again doing what Eric Dixon does. And he's at 17 right now. He normally averages about 23. And he just makes you work for every little thing. And in a very physical game today, Mink, it needs to be stated how impressive it is that Dixon, no matter what St. John's threw at him, offensive scheme-wise, was able to keep himself out of foul trouble. And for the Johnnies, you know, R.J. Lewis has had impressive flashes, but this still comes down to the fact that Kadari Richmond and Aaron Scott has been more than half of their team's points. Simeon Wilcher turning that ankle. Still not back in this one yet. Let's see if he winds up returning, but been a game of runs and a fun one tonight on campus here at Nova for sure.
Season's high for Aaron Scott, 24 against Baylor in the Bahamas, and tonight Scott has 22 points, Richmond with 15. R.J. Lewis did not score in the first half, has 10 points here in the second half. And figure this about Dixon, and you pointed this out. Dixon's got 17. He averages 23.8, but he also did not put up a lot of points early in the game Sunday against Xavier. In fact, he scored 22 of his 24 points in that game in the final 11:02. So Richmond will inbound it. And Kadari looking, holds the ball high above his head, looking. Off the inbounds pass, side jump. Lewis is good. R.J. Lewis with the baseline jump. And St. John's within 2, 68-66. Full court pressure, the inbounds pass, and the trap on Brickus. Brickus looks to... And Brickus still in the backcourt. Brickus now guarded by Lewis. Throws a long baseball pass to Dixon for the three on the left. This is no good. Balachi has it.
What a crazy sequence. Looked like it was going to be a 10-second violation. And then he throws a football pass for a three.
Here is Brickus, right side quarter court. 5 seconds to shoot off the pick. Longino now draws contact by Richmond and a foul.
Wow, that was a very liberal 2 free throws that Gaffney's given him.
And now that is 4 personal fouls on Kadari.
Kadari talking to official Greg Evans saying, I was on the floor there. I didn't even jump for that contest to get called for the foul.
Sim Wilcher is about ready to check back into the game as the first free throw attempt is good by Longino.
Mink, we need to talk about what just happened on that baseline out of bounds play underneath, because that was Hall of Fame coaching with a clipboard. They ran a different version of the baseline out of bounds set that R.J. Lewis scored for that huge bucket at UConn. They reversed it. Nova not ready for it.
As Longino hits the second free throw. R.J. was free for the shot in Stores, and he was open for the shot here. So St. John's down by 4, 70-66. Aaron Scott on the perimeter, pulls the ball out. Cross-court delivery to Richmond. They're looking for Kadari. Goes to Scott for 3 on the left. Oh, good. The ball caroms into the hands. Let's see, Ejiofor battling for the loose ball and the rebound. But out of the pack, here comes Brickus. Brickus races the ball runs into Scott, and the ball is stolen, rolls out of bounds.
I think that should be Villanova ball. I think he got that wrong. Gaffney's going to overrule him. You're too many stoppages.
And they're looking at the monitor. I think they gave the ball to St. John's.
Yeah, I think this is going to get overruled. What is Brickus in a rush for? There's 2 minutes left. You're up 4. There's 21 seconds left on the shot clock. And he's in a full-blown speed dribble, like they're trailing by 5.
So now they're looking at it off to our right once again. 1:58. Here's the scramble for the loose ball. Brickus, and ball rolls. I think it's going to be overturned. Oh, Buwachi might have touched it. But we'll see how, he might have touched it. So they're looking off to our right.
Looks like Buwachi's hand might touch it there at the very end.
Ball rolls out of bounds, so you would figure they're gonna look at this frame by frame. St. John's down by 4, 70-68, with 1:58 to play. Team foul situation, St. John's with 7, Villanova with 6.
We've had lots of stoppages here this evening.
As they continue to look off to our right, under 2 minutes to play. Now, there's also the thought, and Coach Rick Pitino is saying this, that Brickus might have been out of bounds as they were trying to roll the ball in. So it's quite possible that might be what they're looking at as well. This is a long one here. And now they want to check in with the third official coming over. So this is a situation, we looked initially and thought that, did Buwachi touch the ball going out of bounds? But the other train of thought was Brickus inbounds on the far side, in possession of the ball or deflecting the ball. So now they're discussing it. Let's see if they go to the microphone. Let's see. And everybody is basically standing, waiting to see what the officials call here. Let's see here.
After review, it will be white ball on the baseline.
Well, now there'll be Villanova basketball. Poplar checks back in. Poplar has had a major game here with 22 points, but he also has 4 fouls. 1:58. We'll also check the mobility of Sim Wilcher, who's back into the game. 21 seconds on the shot clock, 1:58 to play here in the second half, and Brickus will inbound it. Brickus looking, looking. Lobs it in the far corner to Dixon. Dixon now backing down on Scott. 15-second clear out pass. Poplar for 3. That's no good. And the rebound into the hands of Scott Kadari. St. John's down by 4 with 1:43 to play. Crowd comes to its feet here at Villanova. Richmond looking down low. Rifles the pass to Wilcher, left side quarter court. Loops it over to Scott. Scott back to Sim. To Richmond. Richmond with 10 seconds to shoot. Zuby on the floor. Richmond down the middle, launches it up, and good, it'll count, and a chance for a three-point play.
Kadari Richmond, a tough shot maker, and that was pretty off the window.
St. John's needed a big-time play by a big-time player. And Richmond delivers there. Needs to convert on the free throw here to draw St. John's to within one. He eyes, flies, and bouncing no good. Skying for the rebound with bodies on the floor. Poplar has it.
Has a big free throw miss.
Here comes Brickus into the front court right now. Left side quarter court. And a 30-second timeout called by Kyle Neptune, who basically has been patrolling the sidelines so close to midcourt. And he's been warned a couple of times.
Now you have to imagine that at best St. John's gets this back with about a minute left, make off. What they're hoping for is a defensive rebound. They're going to use the majority of these 19 seconds on the shot clock. If you're St. John's, the basketball's in your hand with a minute left. You're either down 2 or down 4. Hopefully you're not down 5. Either way, regardless, it's going to be a 2-possession game. You rush it and attack and take a quick 2. And I'm almost certain that's what Rick Pitino's talking about right now. It is way too early to come down and start launching threes. You can extend this basketball game, offense, defense.
And tradition has it here during the course of the win streak that the percentages going to the hoop, R.J. Lewis and Kadari Richmond, you figure the ball will be pressure on the rim in one of those two individuals. Poplar will inbound it. There's 19 seconds showing on the shot clock, 1:15 on the game clock, and the ball is thrown into the backcourt. So Villanova's going to take some time off the clock here. 13 seconds to shoot. Brickus, right wing pass to Poplar. Poplar guarded on the perimeter by RJ. Underhand pass to Brickus. Guarded by Wilcher. 5 seconds to shoot here. This is edge of 4 on Dixon. 2 seconds to shoot. Here's another desperation 3. This time it's no good, but they get the offensive rebound. Perkins to Brickus. 15 seconds to shoot.
It was Kadari Richmond who just singled my fault to Rick Pitino on the missed box out.
8 seconds to shoot. Dixon high left, 5 seconds to shoot. Foul on edge of 4. And this will be a 1-and-1 situation with 40.6 to play. Buwachi checks in and Brickus comes to the sideline.
That missed defensive rebound may just put them down 4 with 40 seconds left.
Dixon is 4 of 6 from the stripe. High arch, no good. Ball corralled in there by RJ.
Mink Dixon's an 86% free throw shooter on the season.
And now 4 of 7 from the stripe. Richmond, three-point shot, Sim. Good! Simeon Wilcher drains the three-point shot, and St. John's has the lead 71-70. Oh, what a shot by Wilcher.
Are you kidding me? This team just does not go away regardless of the situation.
So this is a full timeout called by Rick Pitino here.
Mink, I have never seen Simeon Wilcher that confident coming off in a catch-and-shoot situation with the basketball in his hand. The sophomore looked like a senior that time in a big-time way for Rick Pitino.
Comes through with the big-time shot, 27.3. Red Storm up 71-70.
I do not envy the officials right now, because I would be very surprised if Kyle Neptune, down 1 with 27 seconds left, draws anything up to be launched deep. I'm expecting an isolation, bully ball, Eric Dixon back you down and force the officials to put one of the best free throw shooters in the Big East at the line.
And don't forget, you got Poplar as well, who is basically owns St. John's.
And how do you hold your ground and be physical without fouling? That's the great art of college basketball, which the Johnnies need to perfect right now for the final defensive stand of the ball game, perhaps.
And keep in mind that the possession arrow is in the favor of the Villanova Wildcats. Each team has a timeout remaining. Now St. John's will press, or at least they're giving that appearance here. Longino will inbound it. Lewis doing the jumping jacks. Longino looking, slide pass down low. And it's a lead pass. Up court goes to Tyler Perkins. Perkins now at the free throw line. Back pass to Longino through his legs. He retrieves it. 18 seconds to play in the game. St. John's up by 170. Here's Poplar down the middle. Goes baseline. Perkins for three on the right. Good. Tyler Perkins hits the big-time shot. And Villanova takes the lead 73-71.
There's another stoppage. The officials, Gaffney signaling that the clock kept running after the basket went through. They're going to put at least the second back on. I noticed it too when looking up at the scoreboard. There's no timeout to either team. The officials took this timeout. What a ball game.
I'll tell you, big-time threes for Villanova down the stretch. Dixon with a pair of beat-the-clock threes. And you know what? We talked about Richmond and Lewis and whether that would be where St. John's would go for their last big time, and it ended up being Wilcher. And we thought Dixon or Poplar for Villanova ended up being Perkins.
What a final minute of this ball game. Simeon Wilcher with the heroics with a huge three-pointer. And just think about it, Mink. If they don't pull off one more heroic possession, literally that shot make by Perkins could be the difference of a win-loss in these standings. What a dagger. Contested deep three by Perkins.
So they put a tenth of a second, so there's 9 seconds short. Maybe three-quarter court here.
He drew something up in a full court pattern.
Here comes the inbounds pass. They relax the pressure into the front court. Comes Kadari Richmond with 5-4. Richmond goes to Wilcher. Wilcher gets away, shoots a three at the buzzer, no good. And it's Villanova that comes away with the victory here tonight at the Finneran Pavilion, 73-71.
What a ball game and what a finish for both ball clubs. It's a shame one of them had to lose.
So St. John's 10-game win streak comes to a close here. And as the team goes through the handshake line right here, 73-71, and obviously a difficult situation and a difficult